At one point, I used to believe that always being available for my friends and family is what made me a good person for them. I had no concept of boundaries. I didn't even know what boundaries look like for myself and for my life. Being a go-to person left me feeling depleted, and it caused me to have some form of silent resentment to the people closest to me. I end up eventually wrapping my identity in being the go-to person, the dependable person, the person that people can count on. Down the line along my journey, I did start to understand that I was a healer, and I was brought here to be able to be here for people to guide them. But in a way, I had resentment even knowing that, because all I could think of was always being available for people and how that made me feel deep down inside. But once I grasped the concept and understanding what boundaries look like for me while being a healer, while being that go-to person, it became a lot more easier for me to navigate through. So if this sounds like you, you're feeling depleted, you're always there for people, the people giving great, you're the person that's always giving great and constant advice to everyone around you, but you're resenting that you hold that position in their life, stay and watch this video. It is just for you, and I'm going to teach you how to put up those boundaries while becoming the beautiful healer and being the beautiful healer that you are. I feel like through life, I've always overextended myself. I used to be a people pleaser, a person that didn't know how to say no and didn't really know what that looked like. I felt like always being constantly available was a way for people to not abandon me and leave me, like I felt most through my childhood. So I spent the majority of my childhood into my younger adult years really trying to please the people around me. And what sucks the most, I feel like they never saw it and never realized it. But they shouldn't have, because that's not something I should have been doing anyway, to keep those relationships around. It affected me tremendously, my emotional state, my physical state, my spiritual state. I did not know how to take care of myself. Emotionally, I felt drained. Emotionally, I did not feel valued by the people around me. And I will take it out on the people closest to me also. I used to be married, which I've mentioned before. So a lot of that resentment that I was feeling towards the people around me, friends and family, that I was always extending myself to them, I would sometimes lash out at the person that was closest to me at the time. And they would have to feel the weight and bear the weight of that resentment and that deep anger I was feeling to keep people around. Even in that situation, I will find myself always trying to fix everything in my relationship to make sure everything ran smooth, because I didn't trust that that person had the capability to be able to do that. But that wasn't healthy for me. Really being a go-to person also caused me to be extremely codependent on people around me and not having balanced relationship. I would always find myself attracting selfish friends because I'm a person that knows how to fix things, and I was always looking for something to fix with someone. So I'll always attract friends who needed that motherly feel, who needed that advice, who needed that comfort, but they in return really didn't know how to give that back to me. They will often overlook how I feel. And you know that happens because we're the strong friend. We're the friend who can bear it all because we have all the answers. But honestly, that's not fair. That's not a healthy way for anyone to live. My wake up moment with understanding and seeing that I was a people pleaser and when I knew it needed to stop was during a time where I was going through my spiritual awakening. I was separated from my then husband, and I remember I went through a period of time where I just went silent for like a weekend. And I wasn't responding to any text messages. I went into a shell. And I didn't go into a shell of depression. I went into a shell of, your life is changing. What do you now want that to look like for you? Let's sit back and let's connect. Let's feel. What do you want your life to look like for you? And when I tell you people were upset at me because they didn't have access to me, I got called selfish. People were blowing my phone up. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I had fallen outs with friends and family, all because I took a moment to step back. And for the first time in my life, I didn't feel like I needed to over-explain myself, give people reasons to why I was doing what I was doing. And the thing of the matter is, two things. One, when people are not used to you being that way and you're always available and always on call for them, they'll get mad when they don't have that access to you. And also it's because they don't understand and have never been shown the example of what it is to have boundaries, to be able to step away. So people are going to get upset and judge what they do not understand as well. So that was like my true wake-up call, that I needed to reframe my relationships with the people around me so that I can have my boundaries in the respect I deserve, because I will give that to them if the shoe was on the other foot. And it was that time I realized I needed to demand boundaries for myself. It did not happen overnight. I had to have other experiences of having codependent relationships that I needed to break free from so I could understand how I want my friendships to look. I had to break free from my marriage so I could understand how I want my next serious relationship to look. I had to feel uncomfortable around my family and stuff like that to understand what place I wanted to play in their life. It did not happen overnight. But every experience that happened attached to that changed my relationships for the better. So understand what boundaries are. Boundaries are not walls. They are like bridges that you put together for healthier relationships. So a lot of times people put up boundaries and by blocking people out, by shutting people out, but not trying to hear other people. And they feel like they're putting up boundaries when they're really being in a toxic way, self-centered in a toxic way. And they're not putting a bridge up to say, hey, this is where I'm at now, and I'm gonna put this bridge out for you. You can come across this bridge, but I gotta be ready to, is when I'm ready to extend the bridge or let you in or give you the secret passcode at times. We don't put up a wall that people can't go through. We have that bridge and we allow them to cross it. And if we feel like they went too far, that's when, boundaries, So it's not to block people. It's not to shut everybody out. It's not to not have relationships with people. It's simply another way to have healthy relationships. One of the hardest things for me was to understand that you can love people and still say no. You can love people and still say no to them. And if they have a problem with your no, the most beautiful thing about setting boundaries is you get to realize who really respects you, who values you. I should be able to say no to you and you understand I still love you. She just doesn't want to right now. He just doesn't want to right now. And that's okay. And if someone has a problem with your no, they need to step back and they need to assess themselves and understand why. Is it because boundaries make them uncomfortable? Is it because boundaries was never, they never saw a healthy example of boundaries? Whatever that is their responsibility to go back and check that and assess that. It's okay for them to be triggered by it, because then a person who really seeks healthy relationships can get triggered by something and those wheels get to spinning, and then they start to understand, well, that's probably something I need in my life as well. But you got to be triggered into that. So a lot of times you putting up boundaries, it's not, you can't look at it as you hurting people either. You are also helping people by being an example of what a healthy boundary look like and how we can still have healthy relationships with those healthy boundaries. So healthy boundaries for me, I'm a person, if I do not want to pick up the phone, I do not pick up the phone. If I don't want to talk, if I don't want to text you, if I don't want to do any of that, I have the right to do that. I have the right to do that. So I have had situations with friends who didn't understand that. And I'm so comfortable in my boundaries now, I don't mind. I'm not over explaining myself, but I'm teaching my friend. I'm teaching you how to be my friend. I'm teaching you to even want to put up boundaries for yourself and understand the beauty in that. So I would do things like, I'll call you back when I get to you. I'm just having a moment right now. We all have moments. You have a right to your moment. You have a right to not have to be on demand for people. It may make some people uncomfortable, but that is not your burden to carry. That's for them to get together. And hopefully they run across this video so they can get that together. Now, you can also acknowledge people. Hey, friend, I saw you text. I'm gonna call you tomorrow. I love you. Hold your thoughts for tomorrow, but right now, because how can you truly be a healer and be there for people when you are so depleted? Where would your advice really be coming from? Your advice is going to be coming from resentment towards them for bothering you. You bothering me. I don't feel like hearing your problems right now. You don't have to flat out say that to people, but I promise you, once you start to display those examples, people will fall in line with that. If they really love you and they value your relationship, they will fall in line with that. So as a healer, like I said before in this video, obviously you are a person who gives great advice, who can help people see a different perspective of situations, who's here to guide people through situations. But sometimes healers, I think the most common thing we suffer from is fear of abandonment. First of all, you are a healer because you probably went through some tumultuous, hope I said that right, stuff in your life, in your childhood, that you have so much empathy for people around you because you know how it feels to be hurt in different ways, and you understand hurt like no other. But one of the things that I feel like we all have in common is being abandoned, and we don't want the people around us to feel that. We don't want them to feel that either. But you are really abandoning yourself when you play into that. You know what I mean? So you're not going to be abandoned by people who truly love you. People who truly love you and value you will understand you, and they will appreciate you wanting to be your best self in a relationship with them. Feeling like you're being mean. This is something I'm so proud I graduated from. I do not care if you feel like I'm mean. I need to be mean. I have went through life with people always thinking they could cross me because I came off so nice, because I have this smile and I choose to be polite. But I am not a nice person. Now, I don't go around being mean to people, but I used to not want people to feel like I was that way towards them. I can care less if you think I'm mean. I don't care. That is your problem. If you think I'm mean because I have boundaries, you're mean. I'm not the mean person here. I'm not mean for loving myself. I'm not mean for loving myself. And one thing I will always take, I think my mom said this to me. I don't know where she got this from. But I'd rather you be mad at me than me be mad at me. So if you think I'm mean, baby, you can have it. I don't care. Now you know to leave me alone. How about that? Leave me alone. All right. So yeah, I'm so glad I graduated from people thinking I'm mean. I am. How about that? I'm not really a mean person, but I'm very polite. I treat people the way I want to be treated. That's that. So something else that I feel like healers, people who are always available, struggle with is tying your worth into being needed. It's like you feel like if you're not needed, you're almost worthless. And that is the farthest from the truth. I need you to understand that. And sometimes we don't even know that. It's a subconscious thing. Like, we tie our relationships into who we can fix. A lot of the times we will attract relationships with people who need to be fixed. Like I said, I attract typically selfish friends. Now here's the thing. I still have selfish friends, but it doesn't bother me as much because I have boundaries. I understand that I'm a trusted person. I value that now. At one point, I did not. When I was told by a spiritual advisor that I was a healer, I was mad. I did not like that because I already spent all my life helping people. And not to sound this big, but I am a go-to person. I've been through a lot, so I've seen a lot. So it pissed me off personally when I found out that I was this healer. But, understanding now that I do attract people that's like that, but I have boundaries. So you could be selfish all you want, but you're going to know you're finna give me my time. And when I'm ready to assist you, when I'm ready to give you that energy, I'm going to give it to you. But most importantly, you can be as selfish as you want, but if you do not give me the same back as far as being available for me, I'm not doing this with you. And I did not used to be that way. You can come and take from me, not give me the same energy. Even if you're being on the phone with me, I had a friend that I would tell this girl she could shoot for the moon. But when I wanted to do something, it was questioned. I was judged by it. That's not balanced. I'm feeding into you. I want you to do the same thing back to me. Me and that person is no longer friends anymore. But hey, I had to have the experience to understand what type of friendships work for me. Your worth does not fall into you being needed. You are worth so much more than that. And I need you to understand that. I need you to draw that in. I need you to pull that in. I need you to believe that. You are so much more worthy. You're much more worthy than being needed. You watch this video, you want to get into, hey, yeah, the Shayla Infinity Bay, you done told me, you done woke me up, you pointed out to me that I do need boundaries. So what does that look like? How do we start there? Start small, simple things like, hey, I'll call you back in a little bit. Hey, I'm busy right now. I don't care if you laying in your bed watching YouTube. I had to do the millennium. I don't care what you're doing. If you do not feel like being bothered, hey, give me a moment. Send a text message. If it makes you comfortable to communicate so a person won't be mad at you, just say, hey, I'm busy right now. Can I call you back in a couple of hours? Check in with your energy. Do you feel like giving that to people today? Check in with yourself first. It does not feel good, especially you look like I shouldn't pick up the phone right now. And you still pick it up. And you're like, oh my God, I know I shouldn't pick up the phone right now because I really don't feel like it. And when you're calling people as well, you be like, hey friend, do you got the time? You feel like listening to this right now? Are you in that space right now? So then people can learn to give that to you as well. You're mirroring what you expect out of your friendships. Last but not least, it's so many other things I could tell y'all, but I'm not trying to dive too deep into this. Have this video be longer than what I want it to be. But one of the biggest things is gonna be so hard, and I'm gonna hold your hand. I'm gonna hold your hand, baby, when I say this. Let people be disappointed in you. It's so much freedom in that. And I know that sounds crazy, but let them be disappointed. Your goal is to have people in your life that value you, that value your space, that value your energy, that value your boundaries. If someone is mad at your boundary, you don't need him. That's a taker, babe. So we're gonna let them go. I'm gonna let your hands go. I hope you accepted it. Digest it. Let these people be mad at you. I'd rather you be mad at me than me be mad at me. I just want you to repeat after me. I protect my peace and I honor my purpose. I am still loving and worthy, even when I say no, even when I don't pick up the phone, even when I don't feel like talking. You are a good person and you are a great friend. So have you struggled with setting boundaries as a healer? If you have, drop a comment below, put a heart below just to know we're all in this together. As always, please like and subscribe to my channel to get more videos and more content from me. And yeah, I love you all, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.